And of course, we're having a life of the party right here, not only because we do entertainment, but because it's literal, because most of the people who commit suicide, 1.4 deaths in 2016 were caused by suicide. And of course, that's why we have this amazing panel to just help us discuss the issues. And earlier on, before we went on a short break, we were discussing this simple question, and it was, is there, the gentleman that is Yahya talked to us and told us that there's a lot of pressure as a young man compared to any other gender. Like, we would like to just know that ulikuwa umetuambia ti mwanaume bora uhai and stuff like that. Hebu talk to us. Ama siku hizi wanaume wamekuwa, unajua kuna generational gap, watu wanasema wanaume wamekuwa na umama. Wamesema you guys are not as strong, you're not the men, you know. So speaking up, have you ever spoken up about something, and how did it come out?
Yeah, just as you have said, it's that stigma surrounding the whole scenario of mwanaume, wewe emotions zako cheza chini nazo, ujisort kama nini, all through ujue venye unajihandle wewe mwenyewe.
Ujipange.
Yeah, ujipange. And also another problem is that we don't know that there are support systems out there. Because if we knew, if most people know, they would have known avenues of how to deal with it. But sasa watu wengi hawajui zina exist, which kind of brings about a problem. Yes.
Okay, I'm seeing a lot of responses on Twitter. Clichy Skills says, our African parenting has contributed to suicide. The parents create fear in their kids rather than creating friendship and allow the kids to share with them whatever they're going through. What do you think about this?
Yeah, that is true. Because I think the thing with parents, and I was just having a short discussion with her here, is most of the time when you go to your parent and you're going, probably you're facing something, and then you go and tell them, oh, mom, I am going through this and this and this. You see, the only thing they will tell you is, usifikirie sana. They do not even,
Yeah, that's very true.
They do not even try and find the underlying problem.
And then there's also a tag that says, kunywa maji alafu uende ulale. That is one tag I've had. Ati mama unaona kichwa, kunywa maji enda ulale.
Yeah.
Mama, not feeling well, kunywa maji enda ulale. That's one of the taglines I've had.
Yeah, so people really do not give much emphasis to that. When someone is telling you, oh, today I'm not feeling well, or I'm thinking too much or something like that, the solution is not to tell this person, stop thinking. The solution is actually trying to find the reason behind this overthinking. Yeah.
Okay, you're a parent. Has your child approached you and told you, you know what, mom, I'm not feeling too well? And probably what are some of the symptoms for depression?
Okay, as a parent, and I'm not defending parents, parents give the best they have to their children. And most of the things that we talk, we say, we've been captured the way, and that is the way the way we talk to our children, the way our parents talk to us. And then some parents have different knowledge. Like we are talking about maybe knowledge about effective parenting. They have gone for parenting skills. Every parent will pass what they got from their parents. And believe you me, my mother had no time for I'm feeling like I don't know what. Those parents of those days, very few had that kind of. But the good thing is, we had a support system because we lived in a community where I have my aunt I can talk to, I have my grandmother I can talk to, and unfortunately the kind of life we have now is only the parents. So if you don't have somebody else and the neighbors, so if you don't have somebody else, then it becomes very difficult. So it's true, there's some truth about that. But the parents just pass what they got. But I think now many of the parents are learning. Parenting, effective parenting is not an inborn thing. It's a skill. People learn it. When it comes to depression, I know, before I became a psychologist, my children compare me before and after. I'm different. They tell me. So before, I did like those African parents you have talked about. But after, I understand when my child talks like this, thank God they are young adults now, at least the big ones, at least I'm able to look at some things and talk to them and listen to them. Now, you asked me about symptoms of depression. How do you know somebody is depressed? Maybe for the parent that find about the child. We have physical manifestation. When a child who was so happy, they start withdrawing. And when we talk about children, we are not just talking about those who are the adolescents. We are talking about any child who is within your environment. When people start withdrawing, when they spend most of their time sleeping, all the
I sleep a lot. Don't. Go your police. You know, I sleep a lot before you
I
start
mean,
thinking,
too much.
who you?
In essence, what I'm talking, any behavior which seems not normal, unusual of the child, and then then you want, maybe they want to, when people are sleeping is when they are waking up, when they are waking up is when they are sleeping, and such kind of things, and you find they have low mood, and this mood is not a day or two. All of us have those low moods, all of us. But once in you find this person is, they are always looking like they're in low mood. Some of them may be like, if it's girls, they are crying. If men are just there, maybe, and maybe change, in general change of behavior. Something seems, your gut feeling, something seems not right about this. It is high time that you seek for help and find out from the person what could be going on. Let us not assume, because we are living in a more individualistic society than before, and therefore, like they said, if the parents are not there, siblings are not bothered, we are busy looking for money, and the children are left there with house helps who do not understand how to handle your children well, apart from cooking and washing. Then you find that is why most of them have problems. And as
Brian wants to add.
Yeah, I just want to add on something that she's saying. Another thing people should understand that depression is not all about being sad. Yeah, so do not
be extremely happy.
You can be extremely happy. You have an extreme social life. You should also look out for such people, because people who actually are easily distracted, people always happy all the time. This person is happy going out and things like that. This is also someone you should be keen on, because I don't think for my case I was ever showed symptoms of sadness or something of that sort, because I had a fabulous social life. So we should also try and look at it from the other angle. Just don't think anyone who's sad is depressed.
So the word is unusual behavior. It could
unusual
be
behavior.
to either to either extremes. And I'd like to ask, is it a poor people's problem? So we just want to know, is it true, and how true is it? Because according to a research WHO did in 2016, it says that guys who are affected, 79% of the people affected by this are middle or low income earners. So what do you think about that?
Economic status can also be a problem, in that already uko na stress ya pesa. That's for starters. And then you also stress about another thing. And you don't have like an avenue where you have the resources in unaweza enda some place, or you can go to vacation, or you can go to somewhere where you can relax.
Lifestyle is has one big effect on the same?
Yeah, it definitely does. Hata ukiona how we live in Nairobi, yeah, especially the hustle and you know, life on the fast lane, it's basically not, it's not really conducive for people who are depressed. And furthermore, akiwa broke, he won't have a good avenue ya kuenda ku resolve his or her situation. Yeah.
So you each obviously went through your different experiences with depression, and thank God you're still here. You're still with us. You overcame that. So what are some of the things that pulled you out of that abyss? What was the light at the end of the tunnel for you, each of you?
In my case, I'd say I had to struggle through it alone, because at first I did not really realize I had a problem until I was on the verge of suicide. And then after that is when I realized that I still can make a name out of myself out there. So I believe I started just at least switch a little bit of my lifestyle. There are some things I really stopped doing. I started having a really deep look into my inner self. And I think that's how I slowly got myself out of that. But eventually I had to at least start consulting a therapist. Okay. So I believe we should also not really shy away from talking about it. And anyway, that's why I'm here on TV to talk about it, because I'm really proud of where I came from.
Yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Cecilia?
Sorry?
What about you?
Yeah, mine I attempted. So I came back from the hospital. I was in study 7. And what helped me is support from especially my dad and some other people, but especially my dad. He was very supportive. And of course, after that, I had some feelings, but for me, it's support system what helped me. And of course, that is what one of the things which led me to look for to want to do psychology so that I understand what happens about people's mind and why they do things, especially because after I attempted, my young brother, did it and succeeded. So it really disturbed me. So maybe the other thing to say is that sometimes one of the causes of the depression, which can lead to suicide, sometimes it could be family. It could be family way of doing things. So as we have learning behavior, it could be even genetics. Sometimes it's not something you do or you don't do. It could be just the brain, the way you are chemical imbalance or whatever. Or it could be just some life experiences, traumatic events in life, losses and all those. So I think it's very important when somebody is feeling depressed, not to just sit, because sometimes you may think it's because of what is happening, but maybe it is because of the chemical imbalance in somebody's life. They need help. People need help.
What do you think someone should do to actually get out of such a situation? Out of depression, not such a situation. Depression, to be precise.
I will use my case. First of all, I opened up to my family, and they were very supportive of it, and they encouraged me. And secondly, I kind of looked at myself, and as an artist, I used my art to kind of remove all those bad thoughts and bad feelings that I had. And it really helped me a lot. And that's why right now I'm an animator, and I use my art to spread the message to all the other people out there who are experiencing the same thing, to know how to get over that situation. Yes.
Do you think that the society at large is playing a bigger role in trying to amplify some of the troubles people are going through, especially the young people? Because we've seen even superstars committing suicide. Linkin Park, one of my favorite lead singers, that is Bennington, actually committed suicide. And of course, we have so many other different people. Just recently, Mark Miller committed suicide. And do you think it's something that is being propelled by pop culture, in that it's now becoming more like a lifestyle? Oh, nimechoka na maisha, ndajiua. So people, and actually, if you also look at, there's a country called Japan, there's a forest. It's known for like suicide, you know. And I just want you to take a look at a compilation by Tandiwe Yegu. One of the superstars actually passed on earlier on this week. And of course, you must have known Mark Miller. If you didn't, take a chance to get to know him.
First, we lost XXX Tentacion, 20 years old. Then our very own Jason Kalinga, 23 years old. And now we mourn the passing of one of the greatest poets of our time. Malcolm McCormick, also known as Mac Miller, died of an apparent overdose on the morning of September 7th at the age of 26.
Well, didn't know what I was missing. Now I see a little different.
The pattern is unsettling. So many young lives lost to violence, drugs, and suicide. Miller was reportedly dead for hours before his body was recovered by paramedics, and TMZ's sources say cops found a tiny amount of white powder when they searched the home. Otherwise, the residence was wiped clean of self-incriminating evidence. The coroner doing the post-mortem examination is believed to be awaiting the results of a toxicology test before completing their report. Contrary to what the movies has taught us, an autopsy report takes 4 to 6 weeks to finalize. Throughout his life, Miller was very open about his struggles with sobriety and had revealed he battled depression. Though Miller attempted to turn his life around recently, he was arrested for a DUI in May, less than a week after his split with pop star ex-girlfriend Ariana Grande, following 2 years of dating. Miller just dropped his 5th and final studio album, Swimming, on August 3rd. Rest in paradise, young king.
Yep, and of course we've seen real life experiences even in Kenya of young creatives being involved in such incidences of committing suicide, and of course as a result of depression. And of course, I just want to know, is it that the society is looking for someone to blame other than themselves, and are they giving enough solutions to the young people who are depressed? Of course, identifying someone who's depressed is really hard. So what do you think the society has done so far to make sure that everybody who's depressed can be able to come out and speak?
I think we should just talk. We should just talk to each other.
Once we haven't talked enough?
Yes, we should just create awareness that this is happening. This is going on in every single, a lot of youth, a lot of adolescents, and a lot of adults too. So once we just sit down as a society and just talk it off. Yeah.
What I think is we should stop judging people who attempt suicide, and we should stop demonizing death. Yes.
Sorry. I think society has a contribution in the sense that people have been made to believe that for them to be successful in life, they need things from outside. But what we need is to tell people they needed to build something. He said he looked within himself. We have a lot of power within us, and that is what we need to build up so that we stop thinking money will make me happy, friendship will make me happy, this and this will make me happy. Things from outside. We should learn to get things from within us. And the cultures and the society, the churches and institutions should learn to help young people and everybody else to look within ourselves, so that when we go out there for work and looking for money, we are not going from a point of emptiness to get something, but we are coming from our strength to go out to give. Because I think the fact that these people, they go, their expectations are so high, unrealistic expectations. We want to show people who we are. So if we fail to show them, we are wondering what people will say about us, and all these things make us feel like if we feel inadequate, then we give up. But we should learn, and the society should help people to get a sense of purpose, a sense of mission in life, whether people appreciate it or not, so that we have something which gives our hope for tomorrow. And I think most of our young people and many people at large, we have seen even big doctors, big people who follow. So I think, and then talk. Don't care what people will think about you, whether you are good or you are not good. Just talk. After you have talked, they will talk. They would have in the morning and in the evening, they will be tired, they will stop, but just talk. Get anybody, go to church, go to mosque, go to anywhere, talk. Even in a matter to talk.
I'll take that as your final remarks, and of course, you're going to give us your final remarks really quick. It's a call to action, guys. We need people to rally behind this. Of course, step out of depression. Talk to us.
Yeah, sure. What I would say to everyone out there is that people should talk. That is what everyone is saying. Actually, you should speak out. You should rant on social media. You should rant to everyone who cares to listen. Do not care about those people who are telling you should kuwa mwanaume. No, talk, rant, advocate for whatever you want to advocate for, but do not listen to anyone. Just let it out of your heart. That is what I can say.
Mandela?
My final remarks, as we have all said, we should talk about it. Look within you, find that solution within you. Yes.
And that's how we finish our discussion. It doesn't end here today. And of course, Tandio Yego.
Yes.
Unakaa poa?
I
hope hauko depressed.
Does this color look like a depressed person?
You never know.
No, I'm good. I'm good. I'm blessed to be good.
And that's how we sign out, by the way. It's been an amazing discussion. Of course, hashtag YouthCafe is where we continue this conversation. Kama uko pale nje na uko depressed, tafadhali get out of that, man. We are here for you. And of course, if you need help, tafadhali DM. Tutaweza kukusaidia, man. We're going to make sure that anybody gets help. Sawa. Change Yanzangi Friday peke yake. Yuanza kila siku. And of course, we're going to be leaving you with Morgan Heritage song. I've been your host, Brian Aseli. And of course,
Tendi, where you go.
CCL. Good night.